monster lair, where DM Scotty will show you how to finish making your own monster lair. Roar!
Hey guys, I've got my monster lair painted flat black, and now I'm going to use a dark brown and fill in the ring around where the monster lair is. That's the dirt part of the monster lair. So I'll do a little bit inside too and get that all on there. Now I'm going to use a gray and paint the monster lair itself. So I'm doing like a stony gray, washing that gray down quite a bit, and then I'll do the same with the cover. I'll just paint that with the washed down gray and fill all that in. Make sure it's all covered up. And now I'm going to use some burnt sienna and add some detail and some coffee, and also add some more variation to the rock shade there. Now I've let that dry up, and I'm going to use an earth brown to kind of give a different kind of shade to the earth itself, so there's a little bit of color difference. And I'll just add that and let it dry up. Now I've got a light gray, and I'm going to use that to do the gray highlights on the stone areas. So I'll just start dry brushing it on the 2.5D area of the tile, and then the interior, and I'll just go around, and then I'll do the rock face itself that covers it. So I'll just fill that in, get a nice highlight on there, and really bring out that detail. Now I'm going to use my black, my acrylic black, and I want to do the shading inside on the 2.5D tile area. So I'll just go around the edge there, and that'll give a nice shade and pop that up somewhat. And you can also dirty it up a bit. Now I've got my top shell here for the area, and I want to add some. I thought it'd be neat to add some vegetation to it. So I have these little plastic plants. I'm going to cut some smaller pieces off. Use my glue gun in some of those holes that are left from the making the top part. And I'll just start adding these plants to various areas, and that gives a really nice effect on there. It really looks cool, easy to do. So there we go. Now I just need to fill in those areas with paint where I put the glue gun. Looking good. All right. Now I want to add a little extra detail, and I've got my flocking that I made from my flocking video. And here's my base, and I'm going to put some flocking on the outside of the 2.5D area. So I'll just do around the edge there, around the ring, and just cover it with the flocking and just let that dry. Now I'll do the same with the cover, and I'll just put some areas of glue and cover it with flock. Alright. Now that dried, I'm going to use a lighter green and do a little bit of dry brushing on this grass. It really gives it some nice texture, color variation. So I'll finish that up, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the table. Alright, so we have some miniatures here for scale, and you can have somebody like they could try to go in there. And when they do, you just lift the top off. So let me give you a closer look at this. I'll just scoot it up, and you can see that that top just lifts right off and converts to a 2.5D tile, which makes play super easy. You could add anything to this. You could add a passage that's going down to a bigger layer, and the players have to go down and try to find poor Roderick, who's been dragged down there. And you could add a bone pile, so maybe the players see that the monster's not there, but it's left somewhere and it's around, so that's kind of cool. Or you could just have the monster itself, and the 2.5D tile makes it super easy to play on. And you know, you could just lift that top right off, and you got your monster. So that's a really great technique for making super playable areas for your monsters. So I'll see you next time on The Craft.
What is DM Scotty? Creative, inspiring, my uncle. Go forth and craft.
Woohoo! Yeah! Good job.
That sounded good.